everybody. Today's question is how to reinvent yourself in times of crisis. And when I reflect on that question, what I find in myself is that during times of crisis, I find myself being focused on something, primarily an experience of discomfort, that's for me, which then kind of captures my attention. You know, I get a tight chest or some feeling in my body. And reinventing to me means to be able to step out of that. Now, I can share one method with you. I have favorite authors, people that I respect, teachers that I've had, mentors. And so, in fact, yesterday I had the opportunity to take a long walk with something in my ear to listen to. And listening to such a person transported me from my confined space into a much broader space. So for me, what I'm saying is one way to do it is to have a means that you can trust that can shift you into a broader perspective.
So for me, I have a very similar approach. For me, when my left brain is occupied with solution-focused or problem-focused thoughts, then it's very difficult to come up with new, fresh ideas. And in times like crisis, what I do is I go to my favorite 16-mile beach on the West Coast, and I go for very long walks where the body and the mind can relax completely. And out of that process, I often 90% of the time find that some new ideas, some innate wisdom starts to pop out that surprises me, and which is then an idea that can help me to recreate, to reinvent the current situation in a much more productive way.
And on my side, I move out of my computer and try to connect my right brain and left brain. So I go downstairs, make a collage, because I think art is a way to lose myself, also with a glass of wine and a little bit of music. I ask myself a question like, how could I use what I already have in a different way? And forget the questions, and I do my collage for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And very often, an answer pops in my mind. And so I find it a very useful way to think out of my box, the box being me.
And for me, crisis is one of the biggest opportunities in life, because I believe crisis is a crack in the system. Basically, the system is not sufficient anymore to take care of what's happening in the moment. And I've been part of the system up until now. So the crisis is telling me that something has to change. And actually, I let the crisis inform my transformation, because the crisis is the opening for another system to come in place. And I think, you know, as much as I can, I dive into the crisis and see the limitations I find by using my old system, and I let the crisis inform how to change my approach such that I can be relevant after the crisis. Because when a crisis comes from one system, we come into a new system, and the process of transformation of systems will probably be the cradle of my transformation if I remain sensitive to what's happening in the crisis, and I use that to generate a new approach around it.